Have you ever found yourself needing to take an emergency flight and you wonder how you're going to pay for that flight? Well, I just went through that situation and I'm going to show you how I took my bill of $600 all the way down to $11.20. Keep on watching and I'll show you how I did it as well as how you can do it yourself. Welcome back to Tito's Credit Cards, where we talk about cashback and points, travel and redemption. If that's something that interests you, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button to help out this channel. Finding award flights can be a daunting task and a stressful one at that. There are sites and organizations that you can go and have them find your award flights. However, that's going to cost you. They will charge you just to find some of the better redemption offers out there. And honestly speaking, I think you can find them on your own with just a couple of steps, with going through a couple of different sites, which you won't need to subscribe or pay a service for. I really do believe there are enough free sites out there that you can find your award availability. However, it will take some work on your end and it will take some time. I'm going to go ahead and show you found my award availability for a recent flight. Also, I definitely want to make a note that this is not the only way to find award flights. There are multiple ways, multiple sites, and multiple options that you can go and find your own award flights. I just want to show you the way I did it. With that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. My wife had to make a surprise visit to her sister. She was going to fly from Pennsylvania all the way down to North Carolina. And we didn't really have the luxury of being able to play around the dates or the airports. We were really stuck to 2 airports as well as one specific week. We did go ahead and start searching how much it would cost us to book this flight. And to my surprise, it was actually an expensive flight. We were going to have to pay anywhere between $580 all the way up to $600 for that flight. I knew that I definitely wanted to utilize some of my points to book this round trip for my wife. So as far as what point systems we could have used, we have American Express membership reward points, Chase Ultimate Reward points, as well as Capital One miles. So, as you can see, we definitely had options as far as which bank point system we could utilize to transfer our points out to their transfer partners to book this flight. The one thing that I definitely want to note is that my wife was not flying out of Philadelphia, meaning that we were not going to have all the different airline options and be able to get the lowest cost option. We were flying out of a small regional airport, meaning that we really had to rely on those larger airlines. So with that in mind, I went ahead and started searching those airlines that would fly out of our small regional airport. The first airline that we started with was with Delta, and there wasn't really any particular reason. But after searching, we did find some award flights, and we saw that in order to book her a round-trip ticket with Delta using their points, we would have had to transfer 46,500 points. Again, I wasn't really happy with how many points we had to spend, but I figured that's still doable. Then I went ahead and started researching United Airlines. And to my surprise, it actually was even more expensive. I had to use more points with United in order to book the same round-trip ticket. With United, I would have had to transfer a little bit over 54,000 points. Again, not something I really wanted to do, but I still would have preferred that over going ahead and paying for the flight in cash. And one thing that really grinds my gears about both of these round-trip flights is that they would result in layovers. Now, for context, let me go ahead and show you a map of where my wife is going to travel. She's going to travel from Pennsylvania all the way down to North Carolina. There's literally only 2 states between the 2 destinations, but yet my wife would have had to make a layover? It makes no sense. It's crazy that she would have had to make a layover. But I was at that point where I was thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe it's because of timing. You know, we don't have the flexibility of changing dates, and we're booking a flight that's literally a week away. Maybe that's why. Either way, it still boggles my mind that we would have had to make a layover when we're literally traveling over 2 states. Only 2 states. But either way, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to vent a little. But then I went ahead and started researching American Airlines. And to my surprise, I was able to find a round-trip ticket for only 18,000 points. And best part of all, it was a direct flight. So right there, I was thinking, let's go ahead, transfer our points, book that direct flight, only 18,000 points. I am more than happy to go ahead and throw those points and book that flight. That happiness was very, very short-lived because it wasn't even 2 minutes after I found that booking that I remember. American Airlines does not have a permanent transfer partner or relationship with a major bank point system, meaning that they don't have a tight relationship like United has with Chase or like Delta has with American Express. Now, American Airlines does have their own co-branded credit cards with Citibank, and Citi Thank You points from time to time have been able to be transferred over to American Airlines. But that usually only lasts for a couple of months, and then that transfer option completely disappears. So again, it's not on a permanent basis, it's from a couple of times a year from what it looks like. More recently, the Bilt Rewards credit card was a transfer partner to American Airlines, which was a great add-on to that credit card. But as of this recording, that relationship was severed. We'll no longer be able to transfer its points over to American Airlines. And a quick note, Wells Fargo, if you're watching this, this is a great opportunity for you. If you could add American Airlines as a transfer partner to the Autograph Journey credit card, that would be a game changer for sure. That would almost make a lot of customers like this guy right here apply for the Autograph Journey credit card just to be able to transfer my points from one bank point system to American Airlines directly. So yeah, Wells Fargo, this could be a great way to introduce the Autograph Journey card if you were to say that American Airlines would be transfer partner. That would just be icing on the cake on that credit card. But either way, I'm getting off topic here. So I'm running into the same situation. I'm not able to transfer any of my point systems over to American Airlines, so it does seem like I'm going to be stuck with this $600 bill. But then I quickly remember that American Airlines, just like most major airlines, are part of an alliance program, and American Airlines is part of the One World Alliance. So you might be asking yourself, Tito, what does that have to do with your situation? Well, this means that consumers like myself can book a flight with one airline, even though I'm booking it on another airline's website. As long as both of those airlines are within the same alliance, you are able to do that. So with that in mind, I went to the British Airways website and created my Avios account, which is free for anybody to do. And a quick note on this. Please make sure that when you create your accounts with these airlines, that your name matches exactly to the letter as how you have your name with the bank. About a year ago, I had an issue with this where I was trying to transfer my Chase Ultimate Reward points out to my Hyatt account, and I was not able to do that. And the reason that I couldn't do that is that Hyatt had my first legal name as J space Tito, whereas my Hyatt account only had Tito. That one little letter, that one J, was returning a message of an unknown account. So just make sure that whenever you create all your accounts, that your name matches exactly how you have it on your credit card and on your bank account. I went in, searched the British Airways website, and I was able to find this direct flight from Pennsylvania all the way to North Carolina. And to my surprise, it was actually cheaper. That's right, I needed less points to book this flight. Instead of needing 18,000 points, I only needed 16,500 points, which meant I was saving 1,500 points altogether by going through the route of British Airways. So I thought to myself, this is just icing on the cake. I will go ahead and book this ticket for 16,500 points, and it's only going to cost me about $11.20. But that's when I ran into another small hiccup. And that was that British Airways will allow you to book flights for other people. However, in order to do that, you, as the account owner, have to also be part of the whole booking process. Meaning that I would have had to book a ticket first for myself, and then I would have had to book a second ticket for my wife. Now, I was thinking to myself, this is crazy. I should be able to book the ticket for my wife alone to travel without needing me to be present. And it is doable. However, if you have an individual account with British Airways, you have to call a 1-800 number to go ahead and have the booking done. So it is possible, but by the time I was doing this, it was around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and by that time, the call center was closed. So I thought to myself, there must be a way that I can book the ticket, even though all I had to do was just wait until the following day to call the 1-800 number. And that's when I also found out that British Airways has what they call household accounts, where you can go in and basically have everybody that lives in your house as an account holder, and then you can pull in all your points together and book flights for anybody within the household account. So I went ahead and converted my individual account into a household account. And all it really did was that it sent an email to my wife's email address, and it just had her put in her information and it added her account right away. So to put it in perspective, I created my Avios account, I converted my individual account into a household account to make sure that I could do the booking, and then I went ahead and transferred my points from my Capital One Venture X credit card into my Avios account, again, into an account that was recently opened as far as 20 minutes when I made the transfer. And that transfer was completed immediately. I was able to see my 16,000 points right away on my Avios account. It literally took less than a minute. So I went ahead and booked that flight. And what happened by doing that is that I was able to get a 3.5 cent per point valuation, which is absolutely fantastic, considering that my threshold is only 1.5 cents per point. That's the minimum threshold that I tried to use my points. So being able to get a 3.5 cent per point valuation was astounding. And just to do a little bit more of a quick math, if we keep with the credit card that I transfer my points from, the Venture X credit card, it has a welcome bonus of 75,000 points. If we were to use that welcome bonus just for this kind of flight over and over again, the value of that welcome bonus would have been $2,625. That's right. I would have been able to get a little bit over $2,500 worth of the welcome bonus alone on that credit card. And that is also why the cent per point valuation is so important, because you can always use it as cashback, but you're only gonna get a 1 cent per point valuation, which means that that welcome bonus would only be worth $750. And as you can see, there's a pretty big difference between $750 and $2,625. What's funny is that I could have kept on going. I could have kept on searching the other airlines under the One World Alliance and see if I would have been able to find a more competitive cent per point valuation, meaning that I would have needed less points to book that same flight. And trust me, I could have probably found a more competitive redemption. But I was already happy with the cent per point valuation that I was getting by using British Airways. That's also something that you should really consider. Yes, you can go through every single airline to make sure that you see how many points would be needed for those award flights, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong if you find a redemption offer that you yourself are happy. Again, I found a 3.5 cent per point valuation. That was fantastic. But if I would have found one that was around 2 cents per point, I would have been just as excited. Again, it all depends on your threshold and how much time you really want to put into this. And here's the best part. That's just one alliance. There are multiple alliances that you can look at and that you would be able to do the same process for any other flights, whether that's with Delta or United. So again, the possibilities are endless, and there are many different ways that you can find some award flights. A quick website that I always use is points.yeah, and you can create a free account and you would be able to get at least some of the most competitive offers if you type in from what city to what city you're flying. Again, I don't use this as my end-all be-all, but I do use it as a starting point to see where to go, as well as Google Flights to see which airlines are flying the routes that I'm looking to fly. But again, there's so many different sites that you can utilize to find some great redemptions. But with that being said, I am happy that I was able to take that $600 bill all the way down to $11.20. And now my wife is enjoying her time down in North Carolina with her sister. With that being said, if you found any information useful during this video, please remember to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Adios.